can only try to be around it. Let's go ahead and introduce these players with the underdog story coming out, earning his spot, the young recruit to Team Axiom. It is Impact.
And now, spawning on the other side of Overgrowth, in the bottom left, we have E.G. Jaedong.
And I really like how these stories play out. It's really cool. Sure, you know, he hyped it up a little bit in the movie, but what Artosis was talking about, all the Zergs looking up to Jaedong, and again, to be clear, this is not just my bias. I talked to a lot of these guys, and in their interviews at DreamHack and so on, they say a lot of the times, they're like, I grew up watching him. It's a huge honor to play against him. I'm really looking forward to it. And I love that honorable, respectful side story that they all seem to maintain. And then you ask Jaedong about it, and he's like, I guess I'm kind of the old guy now, and I need to win to show that young punk that I can still do it.
Certainly. And
at 24.
Yeah, that is old these days, huh?
Yeah.
But immediately we see that Impact opening up with a 9 pool, and Jaedong, unfortunately, going to be at a build deficit here with a hatch first. So immediately things are going to get pretty choppy very early on.
Absolutely. Look at the young guy. This is a cut from the Jaedong cloth. This is something how he has started almost every series, and Impact is going to do that. Jaedong, in fact, might be going for hatch first here precisely because he started most of his ZvZs so far with some kind of early aggression. In the Muslim, 3 drones, gas. I mean, these lings are out and coming as the spawning pool goes down. It does not look good for Jaedong.
The pool is so late, and Jaedong does see this now with this Overlord. The lings do run by under it. And what is Jaedong's reaction going to be? You kind of have to leave that hatch going up to kind of buy time. While it may die, it most likely will die. Jaedong has to micro like a god to survive this.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hole. But it's a place he's been before, as all Zergs have. This is a kind of common situation. And it looks like Impact is going to designate everything towards the natural, which is, as you said, probably the best it can be for Jaedong. In fact, at the last second here, splitting off 4 and going inside the main. But even that little bit of time is going to give Jaedong just a little bit more time to not be drone drilling around and instead mining.
Wow, Jaedong tried to play a bit nifty there to try and get a surround, but did not pay off. Not one drone has died yet, but is it only a matter of time? It does look like it, but he's microing so well, keeping all these drones on this safe spot here.
And the hatchery actually does complete. Jaedong has just enough money for a few Zerglings here, and he has started 1 queen. When these Zerglings pop out, so do the drones. And Impact is behind.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jaedong's playing very aggressive here with these drones.
He's down 3 harvesters.
Hasn't lost 1 drone yet.
No, and Impact's going to go ahead and make 3 drones behind this, so he's not going for it all out.
No, and his hatchery is not down. It's not even started yet. Yes, these lings are going to die from Jaedong here. Great micro by Impact, keeping those 2 lings away, and they have not died, so the firepower of Impact's army is still alive. This 1 ling by Jaedong, though, is it going to get a few kills? Yes, it does. The micro from these Korean players is already insane.
Both these players displaying phenomenal skill, and Impact is going to do a little bit more damage, but I don't believe this hatchery is in danger of dying. Lings of Jaedong are going to chase off, and the Queen comes down here just to make absolutely sure. Now, the hatchery of Jaedong has completed. Supply-wise, they're very equal. Harvester count, 2 advantage for Impact as well. But if Jaedong can get out a 2nd Queen, which he's not yet starting to work on, and you know what? Belay that order, as it were. We have a Baneling nest going down for the Red Zerg. He is going for it.
He really is going for it. Luckily, Jaedong's speed is not too far behind Impact's. He did hold off that harass pretty damn well, actually, and it wasn't even harass, it was a rush, but made it look somewhat easy.
Yeah, this is a big move here too, DeMuslim, actually chasing these lings. It's not giving him the space he needs to make the banelings, but as I say that, speed's about to finish. I don't know why Jaedong senses, okay, well, he doesn't see a hatch of the natural, so he has to figure you're doing some kind of ling-baneling push.
And now he sees all these lings under his Overlord running by, so he's going to be knowing exactly what's going to hit him. Does he see these banelings on the left with these lings? Yes, he does. Is he going to stop most of them morphing? Does look like it, so at least a few of them stopped morphing. Does he kill that baneling? Yes.
He's going to cancel 2 of them, buying himself a little bit of more time. The Spinecrawler is actually kind of tragically close to the hatchery. It's in danger of perhaps the splash damage killing both the Spinecrawler and the hatchery. If we get to that point, we'll see if Impact opts for that. There's no drones here to be targeted. The Queen's getting surrounded here just a little bit. Baneling's looking for that connection, and they're looking for the Zerglings. Queens do get surrounded for the most part. One has pretty good surface area. There's the detonations, but Jaedong is, well, he's made okay for right now. And in fact, the hatchery's starting to get targeted down. Impact needs to pick his priorities.
Look at this micro by Jaedong. Both the micros so well, but all the banelings died.
Get it.
But the hatchery fell too. So here, the game has technically been reset, but Impact definitely looking in a superior position right now. Extra harvesters. The hatchery is going down too. He's got Baneling tech already done. This is not looking good for Jaedong.
No, it looks very good for Impact. Jaedong's going to go out here and remake the hatchery, but he doesn't have the money for it. He's down in supply. As you said, I mean, they have the same stuff, Ling and Baneling, but Impact has a better economy behind it. He's going to have faster production. And the Baneling nest for Jaedong is only now finishing, if he does let it finish. And when it does, I mean, there's already Banelings in response to his potential Zerglings. So I don't see the window of opportunity here for him.
No, unfortunately for him, the build orders just weren't in his favor. And yet, when a build order isn't in your favor in a mirror matchup, it means so much more than any other matchup, given that you have the exact same cards to deal with. And Impact taking a pretty big supply lead here very early on.
Yeah, and a lot of Lings piling in here as well. Baneling's trying to be morphed in for Jaedong. Does Impact spot him? Because if he does, they're easy pickings. He's actually just going to go for the hatch and split off. Going for the Banelings as well. Beautiful play right now. And Impact, he's looking to, I mean, he's actually, he takes the Baneling there. And in fact, Jaedong's going to turn this around a little bit. A couple of Banelings waddling in for Impact here as well. But Jaedong's, as long as he doesn't lose these two Banelings, he should be okay.
Impact's looking strong in control, very, very strong. Running into the main base here with a couple of Banelings, but they do not get the connections that they need. And those drones do survive, all with one hit remaining, but Impact is not laying off on the pressure right now.
No, and it's to his advantage to do that. He has so much more production. As you said, he has more harvesters. The supply gap is widening, albeit very slowly. Baneling's trying to make their way in here.
Ooh, loads of units dying there. Luckily, those Banelings do not kill any drones, though. So again, Jaedong's holding on. But Impact is relentless here with this aggression.
This last couple of Banelings actually a little bit of a waste, but he's earned enough of a head to do that. More Lings coming across the map, as you can see. And Impact really wants to score a win here. He is sneaking in a few drones, but he's looking to get the poor Jaedong even poorer.
Really he is. And here Jaedong is somewhat holding on. Oh, this Baneling dancing with it with the Lings. Great micro by Impact. These Banelings do not want to really blow up on a single Ling. 3 Lings for a Baneling, that's somewhat worth it. 3 more Banelings rolling in now. 4 more Banelings. Where are these going to connect?
Oh, all the Banelings actually getting picked off at the
ramp. Great micro by Jaedong, taking out all those Banelings without really suffering too many losses. The harvester count, 27 to 20 in favor of Impact. And the game is somewhat settled down.
You know, you used the word reset earlier, and honestly, it's starting to close in on that. A couple of favorable Baneling connections for Jaedong, perhaps a little bit more wasteful on the Banelings. You know, I talked about how he'd kind of earned the advantage to do that, but he overspent, as it were. A few of them did go a little bit beyond his means. That being said, though, still, we can say Impact is in the lead for now. It's just worrisome if you're Impact because, honestly, this was like his game to lose, and it's becoming a little bit more of a believable story.
You very rarely see people hold off a 9 pool when they go 15 hatch and then gas first. After that, and I mean, this Baneling didn't really get to do, or the Ling didn't get to do much. It did make a Baneling blow up, which is cool, but Impact's lead. Oh! A lot of Lings going down. Jaedong needed something like that to happen to even think about getting in this game.
I don't know how he does it. He's really, really good at these comeback games. And you know, we've been talking and ranting and raving about how good his ZvZ is, but it feels like for half those games that we're talking about how good he is, he's actually coming back to win. So it's something to be said for the level of play here at DreamHack. Behind this, we have a Roach Warren and an Evolution Chamber. So again, Impact is just looking to aggro potential overreactions or mistakes from Jaedong. Jaedong has been a little bit unforthcoming with that, as it were, and we have even more Banelings waddling up here. But again, Jaedong has a Queen, he's got more Lings coming out, he should be just fine.
Look at these supplies, though, in control, and look at the harvest account. I mean, Jaedong's done so well to get even remotely back into this. Yeah. Impact, though, a big connection. These Lings focusing down those drones, so, wow. He really isn't letting Jaedong get back into this game.
No, that was a nice score right there, and then again with the target fire, as you said, doing the damage he needed. Behind this, both players have not started the third. In fact, they're not even in place to know about the third because of this unrelenting aggression, excuse me. But again, Impact looking to secure a little advantage. He's the one with the Evolution Chamber not yet being used. He doesn't quite have the money for it. There it is, as I say it. And Jaedong trailing behind. Slower Roach Warren. Non-existent Evolution Chamber just yet. Again, keep your eye on him, though. Yeah, no lair even.
Yeah, he's behind in absolutely every way, but still trading pretty decently in these engagements. If we look at the unit loss tab, he's actually lost less resources than Impact, so he's definitely displaying that he has micro and he has the ability to fend off or hold on to this game, as impossible as it may, but Impact certainly looking very, very strong in this game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really cool, actually, because Jaedong has done all he could to be where he is. And again, we talk about him kind of coming back, but even as we say that, it's a 20 supply advantage, and it just got closed a little bit as we have an explosion of roaches coming out. But Impact is carving for himself at each stage of this ZvZ advantages. I think that's a really cool thing to see and say. He has never really been behind. Yes, you talked about the builder advantage, and that certainly is real, but he's also controlled this so well. He's exchanged banelings very well. He's playing a beautiful game of ZvZ right now.
He's known exactly where he was right from the get-go. Yeah. He had the advantage, he killed the hatch, then he got his hatch up by the time Jaedong just started his. So his game plan's been definitely there the whole time, and then he said to himself, look, for every drone that you do not make and every one that I can trickle in, that's just me getting further ahead, so I'm going to keep on the pressure the whole time.
And Jaedong is going to kind of move in a position to at least clean up his third area if he wants to take that. He's got a lot of roaches coming out, and if you look at that production tab, there's not a sustained number of roaches coming out, so this seems to be kind of that safety number of roaches, not the number you would then reinforce with an attack. His lair does finish, and speed is finishing for the roaches of Impact. So again, Impact ahead in every which way. How can Jaedong come back from this? Well, it's going to be that classic Jaedong. He needs to look for big counterattacks and opportunities to get at the drones. Right now, he's actually surrounding a bunch of roaches. He actually...
Oh, loses his third in the meantime, though, or rather has it cancelled. So this was a trade that both of them were doing, but just worked out better for Impact and yet again.
Right, and he went for the attack on the roaches, but honestly, it was maybe a straight-up trade at best. He didn't actually kill all of them. And losing that third behind like that, as you said, is just devastating. So Jaedong, where does he go from here? If you look back, again, just speed plus 1 range attack. He doesn't even have the 4th gas that is natural. As I say that, it does go down. But I feel like Impact has done enough work where all of a sudden, with this now mining third, that increase in production, he could look to put Jaedong down.
He really could. 30 supply ahead, has a third base now ahead of his opponent, upgrade, advantage, just everything's going in Impact's way. And despite Jaedong showing great fortitude and just great defense, Impact, I'm not sure this. I'm not sure it's comebackable.
No, it's that's what's so cool about Impact is that again, all throughout the tournament, it has not been big gambits or huge risks that he's taken to get these advantages. He's just such a rock solid, not rock steady note player who, once he gets these advantages, it's very hard to see him give it up. I mean, I think back to the Hero match in the ZVP last night, where he ended up falling in that first series to Hero. And I felt like he got a big advantage, moved out to the middle of the map, and made the mistake, and then Hero capitalized with a backfield warp prism. And I feel like that was almost a learning moment for Impact inside of this own tournament, because since then I have not seen him make that kind of a mistake.
And look at this, Impact running in, superior roach numbers, Zerglings at the third going to cancel that too. No matter what happens here, it does look like he is going to win this fight, but he is dealing severe damage to that third too. Impact played an absolutely solid game here.
Oh yeah, superior numbers is right. Even with the faster reinforcements, it seems Jaedong is just going to flat out lose that fight. GG is called.